Chris Hassel with you here, and it's time for some Bengals player props with two of our best experts, Larry Hartstein and Emory Hunt. I let Larry go first on the Rams props. Emory, why don't you run through your top 5 props for the Cincinnati Bengals? And it looks as though, if I'm reading this right, you're not buying Joe Burrow as a runner in this game like he was so effectively against the Chiefs.
Yeah, not this week. And Larry touched on it earlier when he talked about the sacks. I think that sack number is going to be high. And we have to give credit to Joe Burrow for trying to stay in the fight. But a lot of those sacks are on him and not that offensive line. So I think this number going 10.5, going over that rushing number, that's going to be low. So I will go under that total because I feel like those sacks will come in bunches. He'll fight through it and he'll be fine. But we've seen him be on the mat more than often than any quarterback should in any ball game. I also like the fact that Jamar Chase going over 8.5 targets. To me, as long as he's out there and as long as Joe Burrow can see his helmet, he's going to throw the football that way. And I also feel like they'll rack up a few of those cheap targets, those quick passes, those pop passes for Chase early in the game to get him going. And I also expect Joe Mixon to have a huge game today on both ends of offense, rushing and receiving. That's why I like the total number of 89.5 for him to go over that. Paula Boyd will be the sneaky star of this Bengals offense in this matchup because a lot of attention will be on Jamar Chase. So look for Boyd to have 2 chunk plays in this ball game, and they'll find ways to get him involved often. I feel as though he'll have the yardage total to go over that number. And Von Bell, I expect him to rob those low crossers that the Rams love to throw. Now, this will be a little bit white-knuckling it because he's averaging 6 tackles a game. So he's going to go just over that or just hit 6, which will definitely put you over 5.5 total tackles. He's going to be a busy man today in that secondary.
Emory, I really like where you're going on many of these, but not all. I'm going to start with a guy that everyone is just loving this week, and that's Evan Mcpherson. I mean, 12 out of 12 in the playoffs, 12 out of 14 from 50-plus yards this season. He has kicked at least 2 field goals in 7 straight and 9 out of 10 games, and we know Zach Taylor doesn't hesitate to take 3 points to give him a shot from 55 or even longer. He is one of the top coaches in terms of not going for it and going for the field goal. So Evan Mcpherson over 1.5 field goals. We have seen this juice rise all week. I'll still play it at -145. And then I'm going to look at the Bengals backfield, and we've seen a changing of the guard. Samaje Perine is an excellent pass protector, and that is going to be critical today against this Rams pass rush. Last week, he had 4 targets. Joe Mixon had 3 targets. There were 14 third downs. Samaje Perine was on the field for 12 of them against the Chiefs, and of course, he broke off the 41-yard touchdown. He saw a big burst there. So let's go over 1.5 receptions. Let's go over 10.5 receiving yards for Samaje Perine. And this is where I'm going to disagree with Emory. You know, Chris, every single time I pop on HQ or Early Edge today, I feel like Joe Mixon's rushing prop has gone down another yard. And I'm now seeing it at 59.5. I mean, how low can this go? I think there's still room to go under. When a guy has not broken 4 yards a carry in 10 weeks, I mean, you're talking week 12, the last time he did that against a Rams run defense that totally shut down Elijah Mitchell. 20 yards he got in the NFC Championship game, his lowest total of the year. They shut down Deebo Samuel. They're only giving up 3.2 yards a carry. I think they will try with Joe Mixon. They'll be stubborn, but I don't think he's going to get there because I don't think he can average 4 yards a carry or even 3.5 against this Rams defense. And the last one, and I may like this one the best, Joe Mixon longest rush under 13.5. The Rams have given up 22 running plays of 14 or more yards for the entire season, but 9 of them were to wide receivers and quarterbacks on scrambles, only 13 to running backs, only 3 to running backs since week 11. So it's like 3 carries out of the last 180 by running backs have gone for 14 or more yards. Joe Mixon going to do that? I'll bet against it.
Yeah, I haven't heard many, if any, of our experts go over any Joe Mixon rushing numbers this week. Emory differentiating it a little bit, thinking he's going to be effective in the passing game, and that's how he's going to hit the over total for total yards. Emory Hunt, Larry Hartstein from Sportsline. Don't go anywhere. We're coming right back to you for some more obscure props in just a second. You can hear from those guys on the Early Edge podcast every single day, and today even a watch party for the Super Bowl. 11 a.m. Eastern Time. It'll drop by every single day.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.